welcome back to my kitchen. Today is kind of a cold, chilly September day, so I thought nothing would go better than a warm, comforting bowl of homemade tomato soup. The ingredients I'm going to be using are about 4 pounds of mixed tomatoes. I've got some Romos and then some just generalized tomatoes in here. 1 onion that I've quartered up, 1 small green bell pepper, 4 cloves of garlic, some sweet basil, 2 cups of beef stock. If you don't want to use beef, you could certainly use chicken or vegetable stock, some heavy cream, a little bit of tomato powder if I need it, just to help thicken it up, and some salt and pepper. Those are all our ingredients, so let's get this stuff moved out of the way and we can start bringing our soup together. I'm going to start off by roasting my tomatoes. Now I've already gone ahead and washed and cut all these in half. Just makes them cook down a little bit quicker in the oven. I'm also going to throw in my 4 cloves of garlic, my green peppers, and my quartered up onions. And these are going to go into a 450 degree oven for about 25 to 35 minutes, or just until the skins start to char up a little bit. If I need to, I may pop on the broiler just for maybe 3 or 4 minutes there at the end, just to help with some of that charring. After about 35 minutes in the oven, my tomatoes and onions have started to char up a little bit, so I've started adding them into my soup pot here on the stove. I also like to add any broth that was extracted from the tomatoes in the oven. Next in is my 2 cups of beef stock, some black pepper, 2 tablespoons of tomato powder, and a couple of my basil leaves. If you can't find tomato powder at your local grocery store, or you don't have the ability to make your own, you can certainly swap that out for about 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. All it's going to do is really help thicken our soup up. Alright, I'm going to put the lid on this and allow it to simmer for about 35 to 40 minutes. After simmering for 30 minutes, the tomatoes have all completely broken down. Now you can either transfer this into a blender or use an immersion blender to puree it smooth. Now that I have that all pureed down, I'm going to add about a cup of heavy cream. This is just going to give it a nice rich creaminess. I'm going to turn this back on just a low medium heat to allow that to heat back up now that we've added the cream. And I do want to check it for seasoning, see if it needs any salt, which it does need just a tiny little bit, not very much. If you find that your tomatoes are a little bit too acidic, you can add in about 1 tablespoon of sugar. That will help cut down a little bit on that. I think these are fine, so I'm not going to be adding it today. Alright, as soon as this comes back up to temperature, I will get a bowl served up and we'll give it a try. The tomato soup is all done and I've topped it with just a little bit of sour cream and some cheesy garlic croutons. I'm very excited to dip into this. Been waiting for this all day. This is so good, y'all. Nothing beats a bowl of homemade, fresh from scratch tomato soup. I really like the beefy notes that the beef stock adds. It really reminds me of one of the best tomato soups I'd ever had when I was growing up as a kid. But that is going to be it for me for the day. If y'all have enjoyed this video, leave me a comment down below. If you tried this recipe out, let me know how it turns out for you. And as always, thank y'all so very much for joining me today. I've been Volker. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.